It was a landmark case for the 15 judges of the International Court of Justice. With 52 countries participating, it is one of the largest the court had ever to decide on. They had to rule on the legal consequences of Israel's 57-year-long occupation of the West Bank, Gaza and East Jerusalem, and the impact it has on the Palestinian population. This is a different case than the one South Africa filed against Israel for committing genocide in Gaza. In this advisory opinion, most of the judges agreed Israel's occupation has become a permanent annexation and therefore violates international laws.
With respect to the policies and practices of Israel referred to in question A, which were found to be unlawful, Israel has an obligation to put an end to those unlawful acts. In this respect, Israel must immediately cease all new settlement activity. Israel also has an obligation to repeal all legislation and measures creating or maintaining the unlawful situation, including those which discriminate against the Palestinian people.
The court says Israel is imposing systematic discrimination mounting to apartheid on the Palestinian people. Its policies of encouraging more than 700,000 settlers to live in the occupied territories is in breach of international law.
The court comes to the conclusion that Israel's policies and practices, including the maintenance and expansion of settlements, the construction of associated infrastructure and the wall, the exploitation of natural resources, the proclamation of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, the court considered that these policies and practices amount to annexation of large parts of the occupied Palestinian territory.
The court also said that all UN member states and international organizations have an obligation under international law to stop enabling the illegal occupation. A Palestinian delegation at the court called it a historic day for the Palestinian people.
I believe it's historic because, it provides certain answers to many questions that stayed in our minds for so many years. It, answers the questions that so many countries were awaiting in order to decide and to determine their policies vis-à-vis Israel and the type of relationship that they should have and maintain with Israel as an occupying power.
Israel immediately rejected the court's conclusion, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel can't occupy land that is theirs. The court ordered the UN General Assembly and the UN Security Council to take whatever action necessary to end the illegal occupation. A watershed moment many Palestinians long hoped and worked for. Official recognition by the world's highest court of their decades-long suffering and the illegality of Israel's actions. But also knowing that this non-binding legal opinion won't change anything immediately. This is now up to all UN members to decide. Step Vaessen, Al Jazeera, The Hague.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.